Okay, we're back again. Hello, welcome back to Korga Studios Remnant Lunar Archon, session 60. Hope you're having a good time. I'm tired. Um, but it's a wonderful week. We have Easter this Sunday, all the family celebrations, and the glorification of Christ. And a remembrance of his resurrection. But for tonight, we're playing D. Yeah, that's all I have to say before we actually start the recap. So, Doug, Jack, what happened last time?
Yeah, so last time there wasn't much storyline progression. I guess it was figuring out what to do next. So the party did split up a little bit. I think Thicket and Doug and Gambit, I think that were in the library, and Thicket was trying to figure out how he could get a copy of this book about one of the first vampire. So
What was
once, can you hear me?
Yeah, it was just a book about the first or something, and you're also a little quiet and gravelly, but
You driving,
Was
Jack?
is this better?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was actually going across a bridge. So so Thicket was in the library, trying to figure out how to scan a full copy or like the need to know basis of this book about vampires, or like one in particular. And then some of the other party went off finding out more information. Then after the library, I remember Doug and Thicket went to the blacksmith's house, which apparently interrupted a nice home cooked dinner. And then we all reconvened back at the inn, to where Garan had outperformed himself yet again. And there was a standing ovation, and within the ovation came the lady, and she wanted us to pass a message along to Gambit, but then didn't finish that thought. And so then the rest of the evening was us discussing social cues and how that relates to food.
Yeah.
And I really wish I was part of that conversation because I had some thoughts.
Well, I mean, you could bring it up later on. But yeah, y'all did some research in the library. You went and tried to buy some things, get some stuff worked on, and enjoyed the performance. Got to talk to Grace. You also organized with Gerald for the next morning to have a meeting with Grace. For some reason that I don't remember if he described or not, Garand wanted to have a meeting with Grace and Gambit the next morning. I believe you said 8 a.m. Which brings us in. It is Thursday, the 25th of May, year 417, post-schism, 7 a.m. as the party finishes their long rest for that evening, getting up and starting the day however they'd like.
I will go take Jackie for a walk and try some training, and then come back and have breakfast.
Make a survival check. Is that right? Is that what we're doing for training?
I thought you were doing animal handling.
That,
I mean, it's
you know,
fine.
that makes a
Survival,
lot more sense. Making it.
definitely better for me, so I mean, I can start doing that instead.
No, I just forgot animal handling was a thing.
I was about to say, what trouble is he going to run into walking Jackie?
So there is legitimately a point, like, as you go out, Jackie slips from the actually, you don't even leash her. As you just go walk with her, she sees something in one of the alleys and bolts chasing after whatever this small animal is. You don't even get a good look at it, but you begin to chase her through the streets, taking most of your walk time, getting some exercise yourself, not really doing any training, but eventually you do get her to stop. She has part of a rat in her mouth by the time you get to her.
That's fine.
That was unwise.
I said, "Oh, that's a good girl, Jackie. Next time, you just gotta wait for me. I'll happily help you feed. That's all right. Good girl, though. Good girl." And
She nuzzles up against her hand as you pet her.
yeah, and then I'll bring her on back and have breakfast. Is it a bad run? Like, am I sweaty? Am I dirty again?
It would have given you some exercise.
Okay, so just like a jaunt.
Yeah,
Okay.
you wouldn't be too bad. Not to mention, given the kind of time zone, it's not uncommon for people to be a little sweaty anyway. In the kind of semi-medieval sort of culture.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I mean, there are baths. There are baths. Relatively common. Not to mention here, a lot of people just go swim in the river. You were able to get back. Is there anything the rest of you would like to have done over the long rest? Or do in the morning?
I guess I'll just practice on my loot.
Practicing looting things? What are you trying to open? Where are you trying to steal? No, you can play some,
I'm stealing the sound out of these strings.
You're stealing the silence from the room.
There you go.
And are you playing in your room, or are you, just
Yeah, just in my
playing
room.
in the lobby? Well, not lobby, but in the restaurant
In my
area?
room a little bit.
Okay. Some quiet inside.
Hey, if I can do song and rest for other people, I can do it for myself.
That's fair. Though it is a long rest, but yes.
Yeah.
You can... A song of emotional rest.
It's soothing myself, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Anything for the rest of you? Cool beans.
Nope.
What are y'all doing starting the day?
Uh,
Went out for
well,
a run.
I know in the morning
Breakfast.
we were going to dry out the meat, or I was anyway. Doug,
Alright, so
he was
Doug
going to.
is getting on drawing out the meat. Let's see. It is Displacer Beast meat. 16 4-pound sets. That is 64 pounds.
I just realized I was muted. I said that Thicket would help him as well.
Let's see, Displacer Beast. I have to double check what the thing I had written down for the smoking time. So for the smoking, you'd be able to get, with Gerald's help. Actually, no, Gerald wouldn't be there. But as you go, the dwarven man who seems to work the mornings, both the cooking and the bar, quote unquote, but most people don't drink in the morning here. Especially not at a nicer place like this. He does nod that he was communicated to that y'all could come in and get your work done, and so
What day is it? Thursday?
It is Thursday.
Okay.
25th of May.
26th.
No.
That's what you said when we started, isn't it?
I may have said that, but what I'm looking at is Thursday.
Well,
is
it says in the
25th.
chat 25th.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's 25th. I may have said it wrong,
Where?
but it's 25th.
Oh, you must have said it wrong, because that's what I wrote
must have
down.
said it wrong. I must have. I'm certain I said it wrong.
Boo.
I didn't even see it in the chat.
Boo.
But there is a fairly simple cooking check that y'all need to make, which neither of you have cooking utensils. So let's see. I would say cooking is probably more of a I would say cooking is wisdom, baking is intelligence, specifically.
Would it help with me using shape water to help dry out the meat?
You could potentially... No, we determined it last time that shape water only affects water, and the hemoglobin does not count.
Would it help?
I checked that
There's
between
gotta be
times.
some amount of water.
Sure, but
Would it
not
help?
enough.
When did we decide that? I don't remember that.
Well, I'm deciding. I remember looking it up last time afterward. Shape water spell specifically allows you to affect water, and so blood and hemoglobin would not apply.
What about the water content?
It's not a lot already. Drying out things that aren't water, because things that are not water can be liquid, is half the process, or a significant portion of the process. So I'll say you're able to help a little bit, but it's not a ton.
What about with guidance?
That... Sure.
Guidance!
You can guidance
Woo!
Doug. Doug can get the effect. Can you throw guidance onto him on the combat tracker?
Can
let
Doug
me-
get
Let me try.
his swordsmanship in cutting the meat, preparing the meat?
Is that swordsmanship?
It would still be cooking.
Hmm,
Let's see.
there's no effect for it. It's just for concentration.
Is there not? I would have thought it would have had a 1d4 effect. Well, Garon, whenever you roll, you can do as if you were doing a hero point, throw a 1d4 into the chat, add it to your modifier. I said Garon, I meant Doug.
I was like, yes, I can get it 45.
No. I'm only allowing this because Thicket wants to help the whole time, because normally Thicket guidance is a single action, not a continued thing. But that is okay. I am not going to worry about it, especially not for drying meat. Okay, what is the size of a medieval professional oven?
Big fire.
5-6 cubic feet, can cook a 12 to 14 pound turkey comfortably. So I'm going to say with multiple grates, you can do about 22 pounds at a time. So it would take a solid 12 to 15 hours of the day drying parts, coming back and shifting things, and then drying a next set because you have quite a bit. It would take 3 proper loads across the day. So assuming you're doing that after breakfast at like 8 o'clock, you'll have to come back at... Let's see, what is that? That would be like 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock, and then the next day, or late that night. Yeah, I'll say presumably you could do it across the whole day. But it'll take some amount of time. Y'all wouldn't necessarily have to be there the whole time, but you'd have to come back periodically to do it. So I need a wisdom check from Doug that can have an extra d4.
Can Doug use his amulet for a advantage?
Which amulet?
I think it's the one of honor, the one of hope, the one of something.
The holy symbol of courage?
That does. Yeah.
It gives you advantage on saving throws against being frightened.
Well, maybe scared of burning it.
No. I'm gonna have to know that one. You get your wisdom check, you get your 1d4.
I am going to telekinetically click on someone else's mouse.
That's a fair point. I need, let's say Maury, since you're helping, roll the d4, add it to your modifier, and then roll a d20.
Oof.
Get an extra +1 from Thicket's help, And Thicket does not have proficiency in Cook's tools, so he can't properly give you advantage.
That's okay. It'll be enough to 19 to a 20.
So it's just a d20 plus 1?
Yep.
Oh, God.
The best
Oh
part
my
is
gosh!
the DC was 5.
I
You
rolled
dry
well!
meat. You did. You rolled quite well. You rolled a total of 19. You rolled so well that you're rolling for someone else.
He literally just said it's enough to turn a 19 into a 20. And that's what happened. What are the chances?
Exactly 5%. I'm a nerd. But you would be able to, over the course of the day, if you'll want to do other things, you can, but not something that will take your continual time. So, for example, during some of the time while it's drying, Thicket could potentially go and try to copy some of the book for a bit, get a few hours here and there.
Could I sell the necklace? Or ask about the necklace, maybe where it came from?
Fair enough. 1 second. But you will be able to transform. I don't know what the actual weight loss is when you dry meat. For my own sanity, I'm not going to bother even looking it up. You're going to have 64 pounds of dried displacer beast meat at the end of the day. It smells very interesting. It, of course, smells kind of smoky as you are using different woods and stuff to add a little bit of that different kinds of flavor to it. It smells like raw meat. And I guess you'd be able to try it after the first set come the afternoon, but before then, Thicket, you wanted to look at the necklace. Do you want to roleplay talking and doing that, or go there and just do it?
Kind of yes and no, honestly.
As far as the history goes, it's just a gold necklace. It's fairly nondescript. It looks to be of general fashion. It's not terribly fancy. It is a necklace that is a binding of a mostly gold alloy. It's technically not fully gold. There is some silver mixed in that gives it a slightly lighter color, but it's very slight. It looks like it may have been and she would tell you it looks like it's more so that someone was trying to ease up on the gold content when they were making it and still sell it as gold for price. But it is a simple gold chain necklace that you'd be able to sell. Make a persuasion check to see how much of a percent you can get on it.
Did that not roll in the chat?
It took a second, but it got there. Total of 16. Okay. She likes you, all right. I'm going to say that she is going to give you...
She does?
Yeah, she's going to give you an 80% value exchange for it. So she will give you 20 gold pieces for it.
Epic.
So you can delete that from the sheet and add the 20 gold. In the meantime, Gormont and Gambit, you two are getting breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Wait,
so...
what are we talking about before we meet her? What is this about?
I mean, I thought it was to finalize any information that might be necessary in order to help facilitate all this for you. And then
Okay,
it
cool.
was also an opportunity for you to decide in which way or ways you wanted to confront her, if at all, because you may not want to. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, you know, I think you comforting her, letting her know that you aren't planning on bowing out or whatever, I think is good. But, you know, again, the different possibilities. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it seemed pretty convinced that, you know, fine.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
No, yeah, I mean that's what I thought. I thought we, wanted it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm effectively running the distraction, right? That's my part of the assignment, right?
Right.
And you will be the active participant, to watch our vernacular and so forth. So if there's anything that she feels, we need to do or should do or should not do, then so be it. Plus letting you know that things were situated with the situation out in the woods, and the little bit of info that we found out, and him being a rather capable fighter. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you can think of that we should bring up? I'm open to whatever. The whole point is to meet with her and try to settle this. We're looking at 36 hours. 36 hours, and things are going to change. So.
Right. Okay, got it.
All right.
Sounds good.
Presumably, y'all said that a bit before 8 o'clock, and as 8 o'clock comes around, presumably would y'all have already ordered food or waiting on her?
We would have ordered food, but I assume that we were gonna want to chat rather privately.
Yeah, I mean, we can get the food and then just be eating, and then while we're eating, we talk quietly about it. Whatever, we can be off to the side. I can't imagine that they would be super busy this time of morning, but maybe they are.
Really,
I don't know.
Not.
Okay.
Occasionally, some people come here for breakfast on the weekends, but on a Thursday morning, no. It's basically residents that are upstairs are the typical clientele for breakfast. They don't even in the kitchen. Doug would notice that it's quite clean. Hasn't had a lot of stuff done to it for breakfast. It's been cleaned up since the previous night. It's not busy.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't know that we necessarily would be done eating by the time that she got there, because, the run and getting Jackie back and settled, and then ordering the food, and then waiting for it to be made, and whatever.
So it'd be as it's just before it comes out, based on the time, about as it hits 8, you would see Grace, this time wearing a fairly simple light green dress, make her way into the Dancing Goose, taking a quick stock, looking around, and walking over to you both. Pulling at a chair and sitting down. Nice to see you this morning.
Oh, you as well.
Did y'all sleep well?
Likewise.
Well, I mean, yeah. I woke up ready to go, and Jackie even more so, and she thought it would be a good thing to give me a run. So
well, I don't
we
think
did
I've
that.
Met you. She leans down to the dog. Hey there. You said her name was Jackie.
Yeah, she's a jackal, and I thought it was funny. She's a girl, so Jacqueline the Jackal. Yeah, Jackie the Jackal.
I like it. It's a good name. But I can't imagine you asked me here for small talk. What can I do for you?
Okay, we were just gonna finalize some of the plans for our time. I don't know if you wanna look over his shoulder, discuss it here. But we can start with maybe some light talk.
Fair enough.
And then move to somewhere more secluded.
I don't imagine having the map out would be a good idea, but we can talk about some of the details.
Yeah.
I imagine, given your care, that you have told Garand of his part to play.
Yes. I could not do anything that I do without my friends, so they must be involved. Okay, this is what I think is gonna go down. I originally thought it would be great to have Thicket with me, so I could see, because you can have two people look like one person. But
So,
I
I don't
have.
understand.
I mean, they're a druid. He's a druid, so.
Oh, you mean, yes, hiding on you.
Yeah. But I have done some thinking. And since we're going to be split, and the object of the subject of the 2 hours, is going to be here, I think it would be best to have Thicket enjoy the festivities, so that if anything goes awry, we can have foreknowledge of it through
Okay.
some of Thicket's abilities. And also,
Does he have a
Doug
method of sending us information? Or likewise?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Doug is also very sneaky, even though maybe not as good as hiding, but are like disguising on. He can't shrink, basically. But
okay.
still very good at sneaking, and a capable fighter. So I believe, and also good at getting in to places and getting out. So I believe that will be the change of plans, or the best plans that I can come up with right now.
Sorry, could you say that again, exactly what the plan is? There were a lot of ideas, I don't know
Okay.
if they all...
Yes. So the plan is, there will be 2 teams. There will be party distraction and surveillance.
Mhm.
The distractor, Garant, the surveillance, Thicket. And then there will be team invade and grab, snatch and grab, sneak in, snatch.
Okay.
And that will be made up of myself and Doug.
And me.
Oh yeah, and you. I forgot. Do you have? What are your capabilities of? Do you do magic? Are you sneaky? Do you stab? Are you full of rage? Can you sing? What do you do?
I mean, I'd like to think I could sing, but, not magically, if that's what you mean. I'm no bard. I can sometimes speak the language that others might not understand. As she says this, as the food comes out, she gently grabs her knife, and just on the muffin that she has, she just gently carves something into the top and kind of tilts it toward you for a second.
It's thieves' cant,
It is
right?
thieves' cant. It is.
What is she saying?
She says hello.
Okay.
Like she gives a symbol
So
for
she's-
greetings in thieves' cant.
Hmm.
I have some skills. You shouldn't need to worry about me
Okay.
when it comes to stealth.
Okay. Do you have a good tools? So like the tools of the trade, and maybe like lots of them, because sometimes things can go on wrong and they can break. You know what I mean?
I have my own tools. I don't tend to pack extras.
Okay.
But I can.
Do you have any items that are helpful, that have unique properties that I could
No,
know about,
I've
that
never
would help?
gotten my hands
Okay.
on them. Everything I have is as mundane as I am.
Okie dokie. Great.
Though, I suppose more mundane than I am. To be truthful.
Perfect. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else we should know. What about you, Garand? What do you want to know?
There's also the other one, the brown-skinned fellow. Is he playing a part?
He's gonna help with
I'm sorry, not
team
brown,
distraction.
gray. I see.
Yeah, he was. I was going to have him on stage to assist me. He's been a bit of good luck, in fact.
Yeah, I've seen you the last few nights. You've performed quite well.
Honestly, some of my best performances have been in your establishment. I would say probably,
and I can
at least
tell you the truth.
At least top 2, if not top 3 of my top 5 performances have been here. So
I'm honored,
and
I can promise you, even if I didn't have ulterior motives, I probably would have hired you anyway.
Thanks. It's nice to hear. Unimportant at the moment for me, but thank you. I do appreciate that. So I guess I'll go in order. Firstly, the wildcats that were, predating out in the woods, they have been declawed. Their alpha was particularly strong. But have been handed a solid defeat, and so a few of the runts run off. I foresee no future issues with those, few as they were. Also, we came across an entire separate pack of wild cat-like creatures, and
is that the smell?
Indeed, it might be.
What?
But regardless, so that situation has been resolved. So then that brings me to my next question. Thicket has intimated that you seem to be relatively benign in all this.
I assure you, I
considering
have
the situation.
no ill intent.
Right, but I will let you know that if anything should happen to Gambit or Doug, I will find you. So please bear that in mind.
Nothing less from Evan Starr.
He nods curtly, but with appreciation. And then finally, if there might be any suggestions of anything that I might do to more greatly enhance, we'll say, the enduring captivity of my audience, I am open to suggestion, whether it be a particular song or something I might be on the lookout for, or a particular instrument.
I have a feeling you won't need the help once the invited guests for the dinner are here. I can't imagine they'll have an easy time getting out, given that I've heard rumors that a significant portion of the town plans on being outside the door with the windows open to listen to you. It seems you've encouraged quite a crowd. And while it's technically a private dinner and they won't be allowed in to eat, I have no problem with them covering up the entrance. I don't know how much mobility.
Do you think should it be reasonable to think that maybe I might go about town sometime today, tomorrow, and drum up even further interest? That the throngs might be overwhelming. Would that be a helpful idea?
If you'd like to. And of course, if you wish to employ any magic during your show, you are welcome to. Just don't harm anyone if that's possible.
No, I would not harm anyone during a show unless they are doing something to an audience member, or
Seems bad for business to actively harm your audience.
Certainly, I I can't imagine that many such shows last for too long.
Well,
No, I think that is everything.
yes, it seems we've about finished our food. Should we head back to one of your rooms to review the preparations?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Certainly, I'd like to make sure that everything is aligned correctly. I'd like to make sure that any decorations, anything celebratory or otherwise, are properly done. And if needs be, I can assist in, setting tables or whatever. No job is beneath me in that sense. I'm not above it. So.
Very cool.
Hey, Thicket, Doug, can y'all take a second to come up here for a second? We need to discuss some things. I know y'all are busy, but shouldn't take long.
Yeah, what's up?
We'll head up to the room. This has to be a private conversation.
First, Garon,
I want them.
look for John.
You would not see John down there.
Okay. Then yeah, he'll head up.
Okay. So we're gonna go through some things. The Thicket, there has been some changes. I've decided, since you have the most ability in sending messages, that I need you here. And I need you to watch. So we're dividing into 2 teams. Okay. So we're dividing into distract and survey, and sneak and snatch. Team sneak and snatch. So Thicket, your job is going to be to watch Person of the Hour, which is Clifton. That's his name, right?
Yes, Clifton Crest.
Yes.
Crest.
Clifton Crest. I need you to keep an eye on him. Or if he's like sends somebody off, or if he himself leaves, I need you to use Animal Messenger to send us that information to warn us so that we can get out ahead of time.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. I trust you 1,000%. Okay, Doug. Me and you are going to be team. Obviously, John and Garand. Where's John? We'll fill him in later. John and Garand are
John is across the hall. You
be...
would hear music coming from his room.
Oh wait, never mind.
Nobody went and got me.
Yeah, nobody went and got him. He's just been over there.
We'll fill him in a second. He's gonna be distract, part of Team Distract. You can also survey in Garand, and Thicket. You can make up a signal so that if Garand sees anything suspicious, you can signal Thicket to send them as a warning or something. I don't know. And then, okay, Doug, you and I, we're gonna be snatch and grab. So snatch and grab, I'm going to fly. So what I believe is, on the 3rd floor, we are going to try to get in on the 3rd floor. We're main targets are the master bedroom, the study, and whatever is in the 3rd floor. But we need to be prepared for anything. We'll probably go into the master bedroom because we kind of know what to expect there. And then the 3rd floor is less known.
So, to be clear, you intend to fly up to the roof carrying one or both of us? And get in through the 3rd floor window?
The 2nd floor. We're going in, probably going to go through the master bedroom door.
Trying to get into the master bedroom window? No, 2nd floor door.
Doug, you can teleport to wherever you see, correct? Even if it's through a window?
Douglas? Which I guess we don't actually know if his name is Douglas or just Doug.
Oh no.
Well, he disconnected.
He must be having mic issues.
Yeah, I assume he's gonna reconnect and be fine.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Ah, there you go.
Hello.
I don't
Yay!
know why, but for some reason, when I like close my phone and reopen my phone, I can click unmute, but it still, for some reason, is not. Where you all can't hear me. I can see myself turning green, but for some reason, no one else can hear me.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's weird.
Very odd.
I was answering all of your questions, and I said yes.
Okay, cool. So maybe.
I also asked who
Maybe.
was Sneak and who was Snatch.
Okay.
It seems
we're both. We're both Sneak and Snatch. Oh, I think you're mostly going to be Sneak, and I'm mostly going to be Snatch. Or maybe we're both Sneak and Lady Grace Savania Snatch, because she'll probably know what to look for the best. Okay. So the plan is since you can teleport through a window, you can get in and open it. So maybe we don't even have to use a lock.
Am I in the room yet? Nobody brought me in yet.
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna laugh if you succeed, and then you just walk in and be like,
You would hear the door open and close a couple of times and hear some talking across the hall. In the Gambit room. Which has a window. So all your rooms have a window.
Can I check and see if anyone's listening? Like, look outside the window?
Your window is closed.
I guess I'll go knock on the door. I guess I'm not gonna barge right in.
Gambit, as you're opening and leaning out the window, you make a perception check.
Okay.
What are you looking at, Gambit?
Oh, what? Nice.
Taking a clear look, you can see there is no one outside listening to. You're absolutely sure as you scan the area. And then you are slightly surprised by a sudden knocking sound at the door.
Ah! Oh, I was just making sure we weren't getting spied on. Gambit will open the door, yes? Oh, John, perfect. Come in. We're having a meeting.
At least I heard you guys.
Yeah, we didn't want to interrupt your practicing. That's a lie. You can tell.
Just some self administered therapy. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so we're sneaking in. You're part of Team Distract. You're gonna help Garan distract the dude while we sneak in and steal some stuff.
Okay.
Well, not really steal some stuff. We're just gonna gather evidence.
Why?
Okay.
Evidence of what?
Evidence of a bad dude being bad.
Yes, Clifton Crest. I'm highly suspicious that he has been funding and giving information to that bandit group y'all worked with. I'm not sure what else he's gotten himself into, and I believe he should still be taken down, even though it sounds that y'all removed the other question.
Well, yeah. It would just be the Band-Aid. If we don't.
So I'd like to...
We would just be putting a Band-Aid on a much larger wound. Also, wait.
That's an arrow
Lady Grace Savania. Yeah, sure. So we're gonna sneak in, through, if we can get through I guess we can go through the first floor and then sneak up. I would like to avoid that if possible, but unless you have, Lady Grace Savania, if you have a way that we can get up, because I'm obviously not strong enough to carry you and Doug up to the second floor.
She leans over to Garan and whispers, "Is there a reason he keeps saying the full name and title?"
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly, I think he just is very intimidated by you and the fact that you know so much.
She gives
Part of why he wanted to meet with you this morning. In fact, he wanted to make sure that you weren't thinking he was reneging, so that you didn't renege. So
I see.
While she has her little side conversation with Garon, Doug is going to whisper to Thicket of, "Are you sure you want her to snatch whatever it is? Because, can we even trust her?"
Wait, is he talking to Thicket or Gambit?
To Gambit.
Okay. I think we don't really have a choice. I would kind of know what's going. Well, you bring up a good point. I think.
What are we even looking for?
We're looking for evidence. Remember when we've done this before? Remember when we had that whole conversation in front of the Orange Sun people? When I first met the Orange Sun people that you're connected with? And they almost caught us doing it. But we stole some evidence that a bad dude was bad. And we brought him to justice. It's the same thing. So we're just looking for receipts, accounting, just information where laundering money might have happened or something, proof that he is not a good dude. So
Thicket raises his hand.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes.
Just to make sure I got my part. My job is to send a message if things are suspicious.
Yes. If you think that he suspects that something is happening, I need you to immediately send a message to us so that we can have some time to get out of there.
Okay.
Because it would be really bad for us to get caught. For me especially. I mean, it would suck for you guys, but I'd probably be executed, so.
I'm not super sure how well Animal Messenger is gonna work if you guys are in the house, because I don't know if the animal could get in.
We will make a way. We will crack open we'll leave the window cracked.
Okay.
It's the only way, I believe, that we have. Unless someone else has something. I think you're our only option, and I believe that we can make it work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good question. Very good question. Any other questions?
So how are you guys getting in?
Doug.
Yes.
Doug will blink in.
I will pull up.
But I was going to ask if anyone had a way to get up to, because I would like to not be in more rooms than we have to.
So Doug can
because
teleport in.
Right. And then
this is a
he can
three-person
theoretically let us in.
Is this a
I
three-person
think we could get
job
it
or
done
what?
with two, but it is.
I mean,
uh,
I can
it
get up
has
there
become-
with another person.
Yes, that is true. You can
if-
blink.
If you want to avoid going into extra rooms or having to let someone in, we can just get 3 people in without opening any doors.
Yeah, I believe. Yes. That has its advantages and its disadvantages. I believe we've already seen the disadvantages that you can't really see where you're going. With Doug's, we'll have time to see where we're going.
Well,
I think we're going to have to stick with that one.
If he can see where he's going, I can go where I can see. It doesn't have to be arbitrary.
Yes.
And how are we getting onto the roof?
But then onto the roof?
Yes, are we going through the roof?
I believe that I'm leaving that climb before
the kitchen, or
I believe we are teleporting into the first floor. I would have liked to avoid it, but it doesn't seem like we can. John, thank you for your suggestion. I believe that you are most needed here on the distraction front. Because how is your stealth?
I've
Are you
got
sneaky?
Got a +3. I don't know what anybody
Okay.
else has.
We're
It's
looking
on
at
the stealthier side
yeah.
compared to a normal.
Listen,
human.
kiddo.
Compared to a normal.
Listen,
human.
kiddo. Listen, kiddo. We're looking at like a level 7 at least, 5, 6, 7 sneak at least at minimum. So
I'd also like to note the more
Did
people we
Gambit
have.
just call me kiddo?
yes.
You say
You
to
know
the
I'm,
man
like,
who
twice-
is easily
You know,
40 or like 30
I'm like
years older.
3 times your age. Maybe twice.
Moving on. Age is just a number.
I'd say a pretty important.
Anyone
one.
could be a kiddo. Okay.
Very confused.
How old are you, Gambit?
Like 20 something.
Oh, good to know.
Then I'm twice your age. At least.
He is 19.
Easily twice your age.
Yeah. So okay, so that's our rough plan. Where we don't have a solid plan for getting in, but we need to be adaptable. Because once we see, like, if there's people in the first floor, we might have to resort to flying and me trying to carry people, which would be unfortunate.
I like
But I believe that we can get it. I believe we can get it done. Any other questions or suggestions?
How are we distracting these guards?
Guards? No, you're distracting the owner of the house.
Oh, well, how are we
with your
distracting him?
performance.
Oh.
With your performance on Friday. He's going to be at the party, and we will be at the not party.
Gotcha.
Yes, the guards typically every few minutes, one patrols the outside and the other goes into the house to patrol the inside of the house before returning to the front door, where they both hang out for a few minutes and then repeat ad nauseum.
Thicket raises his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a preferred animal that you want for animal messengers so that you know what to look for?
I love it.
What are the options?
Any tiny beast. You could be a squirrel, a blue jay, a bat, a bunch of other things. A chicken.
What sort of birds are common here in this immediate area?
Robins.
Let's do a tufted titmouse because they're one of my favorites.
But is that a nocturnal bird that would actually be awake, flying around at that time?
I guess not.
Mouse. Does it need to be?
No,
around,
it's a
or
bird.
Do you just create?
But then why is it called a mouse?
I don't know. I didn't name it.
That's confusing.
Wait, does this let you like create an animal?
Oh, I guess. Just like a sparrow or something. Or a squirrel.
I read the spell wrong. You choose a tiny beast you can see within range.
Oh, so you already have to have them.
Oh, so we need a pet.
You could use Jackie. No, it's not a tiny beast.
Is Jackie?
She's definitely
that would not be
mine.
stealthy.
What is her size category? 1 second.
She's probably small.
Imagine so. Yeah, she is a
Wait.
small beast.
What about the dragon that we encountered way back when? Is he still around?
Is he reliable? What's his name? Like Zagreus or something?
I can befriend a squirrel tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go, Chiku.
I think a squirrel would be perfect.
For a second, Gambit, you hear what sounds like a mumbling in your ear. You read too much. Did you hear that right?
I
or should I
read
say it
too
again?
much fiction?
You read too much fiction.
I don't.
And then
I
the
barely
voice
read any.
disappears. As you look to
Oh,
no
okay.
one off to the side,
You
the voice seemed to come from nowhere.
Okay, so unreliable.
What?
Gambit winks at nothing.
Gambit winks off to the side, where he
Are
seemed to
you
be
okay,
talking to
Gambit?
nothing.
Doug
Yes, I'm fine.
Doug's side turns to
Can I
grunt.
insight check?
It's nice to know he still exists.
Sure, make an insight check.
What was his name? Can't remember. Egg.
Ignatius? No?
It has a Z sound and it starts with an I.
Izu.
Ignitus? Izu!
At
I
that
knew!
point, you can all hear it, as it seems to be coming from just above the window, like on the windowsills where the sound comes from.
I'm glad you're alive. You know, I've missed you, actually, little man.
Nice to know.
Izu! Do you want to be part of our plan?
Do I get to mess with people?
No, but
Yes!
you get to deliver letters.
That ultimately
Do I get
mess
to
with
choose
people
who they
and
go
bring
with?
apart their demise.
And I get to choose who they go to?
You
You
could just
can choose one of 3 people.
As long as one
Okay.
of them goes to Gambit.
As long as it is me, Lady Grace Savania, or Doug. And you have to stick with Thicket, because Thicket is going to be the sender.
Uh-huh.
And you can also, you can help with distractions. So we're gonna bring about this bad guy's demise, and you can help us distract him while we get information. And if he is about to catch us, you can help us keep him from catching us, and
Sounds
then we
boring.
can turn him over to the. Really?
I
For
can
real?
make you a little castle out
Maybe-
of ice as a reward.
Maybe you
Would like
read
a
too much
castle.
fiction.
You know what? Fine, I will help. Okay.
Yay!
Perfect. Thank you, Izu. I take back what I said about you being unreliable. You're very reliable.
Mm-hmm. Who are you talking to? Grace says, as the sound is coming from above the windowsill, but you can see nothing up there.
Our imaginary friend.
Who can actually speak to people that aren't part of your party?
Yes.
I did hear all of that.
No, he's not imaginary. I don't know why he's in that gambit.
Do you
It's
want
the
to
fairy
say hi,
dragon.
Izu?
I mean, you heard him. He can't be imaginary.
Who knows?
He's a fairy dragon and he's delightful. I mean,
Oh.
you know, for the fact that he, doesn't really speak up too often, but hopefully he's been entertained.
All right.
Izu, have you enjoyed the music?
Yeah. You're good. Who's the other guy? Sorry, I don't know your name. You're an Etheria, yeah? What's your name?
I make a little hat for Izu out of ice and give it to.
He's
Or
talking to you, John.
Hand
No,
it out in the
no,
general
he's not
direction
talking-
of the
he's talking to
sound.
Sorry.
He's talking to
say
John.
again.
And what is an Etherean or whatever?
Say that again. I totally wasn't paying attention. For a minute.
Izu, look, well, you wouldn't be able to see where Izu's looking, but, sorry, I don't remember your name, you Etheria. What's your name?
John.
Okay.
What's that?
John is a
It
name.
is
What's Etheria?
my race.
Oh. That's cool. I've never heard of that one.
It's not common. I don't know that I've ever met someone other than my parents of my race.
We're like buds!
Except I don't think you've met your parents, Thicket.
No, I don't think I have parents.
I thought the tree was effectively your parent.
What tree?
The tree that
Or
taught
the
you.
moon.
Or is it the moon? Is the moon that taught you?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were Pocahontas for a second.
Is the moon my
So
parents?
you're instead of having a moon girlfriend, it's your moon mother.
That's kind of cool.
Isn't your moon mother a Grimm?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what I remember the librarian lady say. Or something like that.
There's something about a Grim.
I'm sorry, what?
Hi, I'm Thicket. I have Grim blood. And I live in the forest.
We're figuring it out.
Is there more information yet, or is that just kind of the extent of...
That's
Yeah.
kind of the extent of the information. If you know anything, we would much appreciate it.
I mean, we've been with him for over 3 months, so
Yeah, I have no idea. I have heard of you, Etheria, before. I've only ever heard of you, though. Can't y'all, like, move through dimensions or something?
Sort of. It's a little
Huh?
bit oversimplified.
Alrighty then.
I want to make Izu a little hat out of ice.
So you make it while it's in your hand, it lifts up and then seems to set on something, which then flies back up to the windowsill.
Nice.
I think I'm getting a brain freeze.
That's
Let's try
not good.
eating it.
It moves. And a chunk of it just disappears. Okay. Continue. You're gonna get into the place through the... Was it the kitchen? Where you wanted to get into? The
Yes,
farthest away
kitchen.
from the guards?
I think. Mm-hmm.
Wait,
So, if I understand, you're having Doug teleport into the kitchen and then open the window for us, and then we're sneaking into the kitchen and then up the stairs from there?
Yes.
oh, I thought I would be going in to the 3rd floor and then
I think. Yeah, but we don't know how to get up to the 3rd floor.
what do you mean? Like, you can fly.
Like, I can fly, but I'm not strong enough to carry you.
You don't have to carry me.
But then how can you see it to get in? Don't you have to see it, though?
I mean, there's a balcony.
No, not on the roof.
There's
Actually, no balcony on the house.
not on the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor. We'd be getting into the master bedroom.
There is no balcony on the master bedroom.
There's no balcony at all, correct?
Correct. There are windows on the walls, but there's no balcony.
Do
on
I
the
need to
first floor.
Could you
polymorph
teleport?
someone?
So it's set where like the bulk of the house, the first 2 floors, go up with their windows, and then there is a slight roof that leads up to the sides of the 3rd floor, which is functionally in a, let's double check the cube size. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's about
that's right.
here.
I can just if I can see the 2nd floor from the ground, I can just go into the 2nd floor and then teleport up to the roof and then look from the roof down into the 3rd floor and then just go into the 3rd floor.
I don't believe. Okay.
But if you're already in the 2nd floor, why do you need to go to the roof to the 3rd floor?
Because I can't see the 3rd floor if I'm in the 2nd floor.
But if you're already in the house, couldn't you just like
Go up.
find the stairs or ladder
Because our
to the 3rd
our
floor?
goal, we want to start it in the master bedroom. We want to the first room that we go into be the master bedroom. Then we go to the study, and then up to the 3rd floor.
Oh, okay. So we're not starting on the 3rd.
No, because we don't know what's in there. But we're going to have a better idea of what's going to be in the master bedroom. And since he should be gone, there should be nobody.
As a side note, if you think that you have time, I would highly recommend trying to check the basement, make sure that he doesn't have some sort of secret lab or,
Oh, that is true.
Does he
like
have a
an
wife?
escape path or something.
Okay, that is true. You bring up good points, Garan. So maybe then we should just stick with getting into the kitchen. We can go into the basement and then go up. And then that would be better because now that I'm looking at it, the master bedroom is kind of close to the front door.
Wait,
Yeah, the staircase upward is quite close to it's in the foyer.
can we not do that prior? Like, can't Thicket let an animal friend scour the basement today and let us know that information? So then tomorrow we don't have to. We would already know.
Thicket, can you do that?
Izu, how does breaking and entering sound?
That is true.
I mean, I've done it before.
Do you want to tell us what's in the basement of this building?
Sure.
Cool.
So what's in the basement?
I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. Did I go?
Well, I think that you should have at least a little bit of support with you, because you're our friend, and we wouldn't want to leave you to just do something for us. That's not the
Let's
kind of
see.
people that
I think
we
I'll
are.
be
So,
okay.
I mean, if you don't want anyone, I guess that's your choice. But
I can maintain constant invisibility indefinitely.
Okay, well,
What about if there's like an anti-magic barrier? Will you still be okay then?
I will probably feel the moment I touch it, but yeah, I'd probably be okay.
Okay.
all right, if you're sure.
Well then, he's been around us before and we didn't know, so
It's true.
I mean, who carries
obviously he was.
an anti-magic barrier these days? Haven't seen one of those.
You never know. You never know.
Lord Librarian Sasha Hellion.
You know,
There's one,
that's a
for
fair
example.
point.
Oh, speaking of Lord Librarian Sasha Helen, Lady Grace Savania, what do you think about her? What's your honest opinions of her?
She's a great ruler. She's incredibly smart. I've seen her kill 24 Grim myself. Lots of lightning. Kind of scary.
Can I insight check that
Sure. Roll an insight check into the tower.
to see if she
Too late.
thinks that?
Fair
Oh,
enough.
whoops!
That's
Sorry,
okay,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
I had it ready.
It's okay. To see if she's lying about.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
She seems to be giving an honest opinion. I mean,
Okay,
I haven't been
cool.
around her myself too much. I've invited her. She's come and eat here. She's kind enough when I've met
Will she
her.
be at the? Will she be at the party Friday?
I invited her, but I doubt it. She doesn't tend to come to those. I mean, I do host them relatively often. This technically isn't normal by the town standards.
That's good.
But she doesn't usually show up.
Okay.
If she shows
Perfect.
up, it's at a rather random time. She'll just show up on a Thursday night, talking about some game she wants to play.
Yeah,
It is
nice.
Thursday.
Well, it is Thursday. She might be here tonight. I doubt it, but I
Alright,
wouldn't be
is there-
surprised.
Gambit, is there anything else that you think you need me for then? Because I will.
Nope. I think we're good. I think we have a general idea of what's going on. I think we're gonna try to get. We'll see what Izu says.
Izu,
and we're gonna see if we can get into. I'm changing my mind. I think we should go for the guest. If we're going into the second floor, we should try for the guest room. If we're going into the first floor, we're going into the kitchen.
Seems like a plan.
Okay. Let's regroup again a little bit tomorrow after we get information from Izu, our intrepid spy.
Make a persuasion check.
And then
Into the tower. Gambit.
into the tower.
Yep.
Oh, I'm good at persuasion. Into the tower.
Will the promise of an ice castle help?
We'll see.
I have no idea who I'm persuading. I hope it's Izu.
It's Izu.
And I hope I rolled well.
Who knows? One last chunk as the last piece of ice disappears, and you do not hear from him. That's that. Alright, so it sounds
Okie dokie.
like the party is going separate ways for the rest of the day, doing their various things on the Thursday. Alright. What things are being done on Thursday?
I want to look for. Wait, do I have money? We should have money, right?
Yeah, we got a bunch of
That
money.
is up to your inventory. I don't know.
I have money.
We have tons
I'm
of
gonna
money,
go.
remember? We got a bunch of
Yes, platinum.
platinum.
Yes. I'm. Go ahead.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. I'm gonna look for anything that can help with climbing, like boots, sticky boots, sticky gloves.
Who are you going to?
Let's see. The armor didn't seem to have a lot of magic items. He didn't. He
He did not.
did he? No. Okay. So any like magic store that we have been to or that we haven't been to.
You have not seen a magic store in this town.
Lady Grace Savania, do you know where a good magic store is?
The closest thing we'd have to that would be trying to purchase some of the items brought in to the Lord Librarian's students or that she owns. Individuals may have some throughout the town. I don't personally. Well, I have some of my parents' things, but they're not especially magical. It'd be
Okay.
the library. It'd be the students.
Okay.
and
I'll go.
Lady Sasha.
I'll go talk to them. I'll go talk to Maverick.
Okay, so you're checking to see if they have anything to help climb.
Mm-hmm.
Make a investigation check into the tower.
I guess I don't need to climb because I have flying now, but you know, you need multiple ways. An investigation check.
Yep. Okie doke. It wouldn't take long. At mentioning to Maverick, he would be like, "Yeah, there's an alchemist. Also, I could make you some stuff. I don't know about the boots. I could probably make the boots. It'd take a few days and some stuff and some magic. But a bit faster than that, I could make you a potion of climbing."
Okay. I think that would work perfect. That would be perfect.
Sure.
How much would that cost me?
It'd take me part of the afternoon. I'm only gonna charge you for the ingredients because I can do the magic and I don't mind because you're my friend. 35 gold pieces for the ingredients.
Okay. All right. I I'll give him 40 plus tip.
No. Yeah, I'll bring it over to the inn when I'm done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Good thing.
This is perfect. Perfect.
Yes, you can. It's either the several days to make some gloves or boots of swimming and climbing, or just a potion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I can give this to either Lady Grace Savania or Doug if they ever need it.
Yep, it's an hour-long
to help.
thing that happens. It is legitimately the only actual common potion besides a regular healing potion, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
That's a common potion for 35 gold?
Common magic items are 50 to 100 gold in value.
And Gambit got a little bit of a friendly discount.
Yeah, friends and family discount for from that one. All right, so that's Thicket. Is Doug doing anything that day?
No, that was Gambit.
That was Gambit.
He's been searching names around lately.
tonight, man. That's Gambit. Is Garon doing anything Thursday?
Yeah, I have I remember there was one other thing I wanted to do, but I'll go in the order that I was going to do them. So the next thing is, if the leather dude is open, if his shop is open yet, then I'll go there. If it's not, then I'll do something else.
It's open.
All right, so yeah.
He would tell you based on the time. It's looking like it's probably going to be Saturday afternoon when it finishes tanning. He's not sure that he can make it into the leathers in time. You may have to get it done wherever you go, but he can at least finish the hide for you.
No, it's totally fine. Yeah, if it's so it'll be tanned, and then to cut the leather, you're saying it's going to be more time, right?
I can probably cut it before y'all go, but I wouldn't be able to string it together as armor. But I could at least cut the pieces. Give whoever you take
that's
it to
all right.
just a little bit more ease.
We can figure out some of the specifics later. But I got the measurements for you.
Oh, perfect.
And I will give him the measurements.
You give him the paper that you've written down all the measurements on. Okay, that should work.
Is there anything I can do to make it easier? Is there anyone that I can send your way to be of assistance, or something?
The biggest difficulty is time. Tanning is a natural process. There's no way to speed it up. The tanning won't be done until Saturday. There's a way around it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's worth asking. As far as I know, there's not even a magic tan the hide thing unless you're bringing gods into it. But
no, I don't think I've got that ability. But thank you.
It's how it goes sometimes.
All right. No, that's fine. I appreciate it.
Wish you could do more, but my hands are basically tied here.
No, it's plenty.
I'll be able to get it to you prepped for whoever's gonna put it together.
Right. Well, I trust your brother, and you seem to be confident and not trying to oversell things, and so I respect that honesty, that transparency in business. So I would rather you put it together personally, and then I go from there. But I'll settle the arrangements. I guess Saturday, once you have a better idea of how long it might take you to do the various next parts of the process.
Sure thing.
But thank you. Also, if I haven't invited you yet, please feel free to come by Friday evening. They're going to open the windows so that everyone can hear my performance.
Oh, nice. I'm pretty sure you did mention it last time. Yeah, I should be there. If it wasn't you, then it was Fabian.
All right. Well,
talk about bringing the kids.
Great pleasure, and I hope you have a wonderful day, sir.
You got it.
The next thing, I guess, is is there like a temple in town, or is there like a jail, or
there is
a temple or a jail?
What are you looking for? I mean, there is a Church of the Three Gods. It's not a large temple, but it's where people go to worship the twins and Sylvanas. There is a guards barracks that has an attached jail.
I'm looking for a skull.
Uh,
I mean, she prefers a humanoid one, so if it's going to be too complicated, then I'm going to just buy a
Sure.
pig.
There's a
And-
church. There's a jail.
So
Didn't we get don't we have beheaded
Displacer
heads
beasts.
from the
I thought Doug had those.
It does.
Okay.
Got any heads?
I know I got teeth, and I got the tentacles.
Looking at your inventory, I don't think you have any heads.
That is correct.
Okay. Well, and I didn't pick any up, so unless there's like something, I guess it would be on Thickets, because I think Thicket is the one that had the hole.
Thicket, you got any heads?
It
In the
doesn't-
portable?
I don't think so. Let
'Cause-
me check.
because I thought we talked about grabbing some of the bodies for proof, but I don't know if we actually did.
The
bandits.
Bandits. Yeah, I don't think we actually did that.
Okay.
We might have talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually did that.
Okay.
Then yeah, so he's headed to the church first.
All right, you'd be able to get there. There are a couple of different priests. There is an older halfling man. There's a couple of humans that are acolytes there that would be able to help you with any questions you have. It's a fairly simple place. There is a graveyard, a fairly large graveyard behind it that stretches up to the wall, and you don't know if it goes beyond the wall of the town or not, but it does stretch up to the wall in this case.
Okay. I will approach one and say, hello, excuse me.
Yes. How can I help you?
It might be an odd request. Do you have, like, catacombs or, you know, a burial area or something of that nature?
I mean, we have a cycled burial system, so we do have a catacombs where we store the bones after the bodies disintegrate. Do you have someone you wish to bury?
No, I'm just sort of looking, to see if I recognize any of them. If they stand out to me in some way.
I can't imagine you'd be able
I
to tell by the bones. The closest you can get
well,
is
I
the size
once
difference
knew.
between a halfling and a Goliath. I mean,
Hold on one second. Sorry, my daughter's saying something.
she's giving you tips about how to steal a skull.
So no, I once knew a half orc who was missing a hand and an eye. So maybe you already know what I'm talking about, and maybe not. Or maybe you're newer and you haven't cataloged all of those.
An eye we wouldn't necessarily know from the catacombs anyway, and the storage of the bones.
Well, no.
I'm not
I
sure
mean,
about.
let me say then the eye part is like sealed, like more shut than it would otherwise be.
Make a
I don't know that
deception
it was
check.
completely shut, but it was more shut.
Make a
it was-
deception check into the tower. I've grown more fond
Will
of the
do.
tower over this last week, and all of the
I
potential
have
uses
I have grown less fond of the tower.
in the last few minutes.
Woo!
Because I realized,
Also, if I do roll
I
a 20,
can-
please let me know so that I can get
Sure.
it back.
If you ever roll a 20 in the tower, I will tell you.
This is Deception.
I think we have one that has a slightly abnormal eye in the skull, if that's what you mean.
I mean,
bring
yeah, if I
the
can at least inspect them, I mean, you're welcome to accompany me or at least leave me down there or whatever is, appropriate for your.
Are you sure you
um,
can stomach it? I can't say the smell is. I mean, the bones are. They don't smell much
I
on
will
their
say
own,
that
but
I am
the
both
smell of
a
dust.
bard. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
I,
It's just
I was
it's
just going
not
to
the
say that
most.
I am both a bard and an adventurer, and honestly, it will increase my storytelling capabilities, as well as the fact that I may have seen worse or smelled worse.
And why do you need to see the bones?
If it is the one that I think, I would like to have a speak with dead cast on it to confirm, and then
Okay.
and then I mean, so I'd investigate, and then I'd either bring it to whoever up here, or I can go to like the Lord Lady Librarian or whatever, or what have you. And then if it's confirmed, then I can leave it at peace, and I can and that can be resolved. If it's not confirmed, then I would like to take it to the Lord Lady Librarian and get further answers. So
Be honest with me. Did he owe you money or something?
it's far worse than that. It's far worse than that. But
Oh,
let's just say that I would like no greater answer than to put this to rest finally.
all right. I should be able to let you down there. Let's go around. As he will lead you around the back to effectively a small stone mausoleum that, as he opens it up, has a staircase down beneath the church that he leads you down. This entire underground area is pretty well carved stone. It looks like it was maybe carved with move earth or a similar type of spell as opposed to manual labor. And each wall in this place, as well as there are pillars in the center of the room, contains a small stone shelf or pocket in the wall, inside of most of which are just boxes. A couple of them just have the bones placed, seemingly gently, with the skull placed on top. Most of them are boxes. You do see one or two bags among the others. It's a room full of bones of bodies.
Nice.
He should be back over here as he leads you down through the space off toward one of the corners. One of the lower shelves he gently pulls the box from. And should we head back up, or do you want to inspect it down here in the...
Yes, I'd like to make a quick inspection just to get a brief idea, and then we can go up for speak with dead, and then if I don't get the satisfactory answer that will allow me to have closure, then I would like to take it to the Lord Lady Librarian, and I can pay you if that's part of the issue.
All right. He turns the box toward you and opens the clasp, and inside you see fairly large, fairly dense bones that look... It's hard to tell the age past this point once they've been cleaned and placed in here, but it does have a fairly large orcish head, the teeth still intact, as well as two small upward-facing tusks, and a slightly caved-in eye socket on one side.
So awesome. All right, thank you. So I'm going to, I mean, you may want to do performance or deception on this, but I'm definitely going to investigate. I'm going to do things like, I'm going to slowly rub my hand over the skull. I'll sniff it. I'll lick at the eye socket.
Make a deception check. A very weird deception check. Uh-huh. How did you say you knew this guy?
apparently he is guilty of slaughtering a family. So, if it's him, and I'm trying to get closure on that.
Okay. Well, should you need speak with dead, the priest, I'll let him know, and he should be able to prepare that spell for tomorrow. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This cannot wait. So can I please go to take this to the Lord Lady Librarian? I can pay for the box and all the bones and whatever.
You're just trafficking dead bodies now. That's great.
I mean, what's fair and reasonable to the church? I mean,
well, we're not supposed to move the dead, and they deserve to lay to rest. So I think a rather generous.
Oh, okay,
donation,
right. So does 5 gold sound adequate?
I don't know. I'd have to go check with the priest for that.
You're throwing me for loops, man. Listen, I thought you were trying to do something on the sly and get yourself something in your pocket. Is that not the situation that you were just trying to do? I wasn't going to tell on you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think 20 gold would probably be pretty reasonable for the box, and if anything happen for recompense for the family.
Okay, I definitely have to insight that. 20 gold for this?
It's
I'm horrible at insight.
Skull.
The whole skeleton.
That you're stealing from
Gambit just bought a potion for
crypt.
like 40.
I saw that roll, but I didn't see anything pop up.
Okay, let me try again. I mean, I put it in the tower. How'd that go?
What exactly are you trying to figure out? If he's trying to extort you?
Yeah, because 20 gold for this? I mean, like, good grief.
He seems to be trying to get some money from it. He seems to be suspicious of you.
All right, how about this? I go find out from the Lord Lady Librarian. If I don't need to keep it, I can just bring it back, right?
Sure. Just 10 gold in case you're lying.
And then you can just give me that 10 gold when I come back with it, yeah?
Sure.
Right.
Especially with whatever he's hiding that's this important to get, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, if you don't want to pay, I mean, that's fine, but we do have to wait for the priest if that's the case, and let him speak with dead.
I'm assuming Gron does not have speak with dead.
No. Okay.
It's worth to you.
All right. There you go, and I look forward to getting this money back then when I bring it back to you.
Sure. As long as it comes back.
And I give him 10. And I'll take it over to the Lord Lady Librarian because I have to give it to someone else.
I don't know if you know this, or if Gron knows this, but John has speak with dead.
You gave him the spell list, so most of the times that I think it'd be fine. Like if I just know that, but like until you actually write down your whole spell list for me, I'm not gonna just remember them all. So I apologize, but
no, I think the best part about this is I don't think you care.
That's the reality.
I was like, I don't think he's actually looking for Speak with Dead.
He's looking
Yeah.
to take
Oh.
the skull.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I don't know if you were
He's
here
just
for
trying
that
to
part.
steal the skull.
He's just trying to get the skull for Marley because she wants a humanoid skull, preferably.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
You'd be able to take it over. And opening the box, she looks at it. You know, I'm not gonna ask questions. She pulls the skull out and looks at it. Nice. This should work perfectly.
Fantastic. Can you do me a favor?
Probably.
Since it was so quick that I got it back to you, since I got you extra bones if you need them for any other purpose, can you please give me 10 gold pieces?
Garand, what did
He's
you
trying
do
to
for
make
this
his money
body?
back.
I'm asking for 10 gold pieces. I'd
What
like
did you
to
do
end
for this body?
soon, please.
I mean, I could probably fit that bill, but what?
He said he wasn't going to ask any questions.
You know? Yeah, I think it's better I don't know. I'm gonna take this box and put them in a different box and then burn the box. Sure. Give me a minute. She will take the bones, presumably back to her room, and then come back with a small pouch. Here.
Perfect. All right. Glad we got to do some business. Thank you for keeping your mouth shut about my friends and I and our inability to keep our own mouths shut from time to time. Enjoy your skull. And he will immediately leave and go right back to that guy. And he'll find that same acolyte and he will give the 10. He's like, turns out I actually needed to keep it. So there you go. There's the rest then. All right. Have a good day. And he just leaves.
He is surprised, having been out watering plants over in the actual grave site, and just takes it. Just gives you a look like, oh, okay, sure. Doesn't ask any questions as you head back out.
That is the most hilarious encounter I've ever seen in D&D.
Oh,
I was really hoping for a better opportunity than just a second deception, or at least like deception with like advantage, because like I'm pretty sure my first deception was decent.
See, I was thinking that until you said I licked the skull.
I was trying to sell it, you know, like he's an investigator. Anyway, oh well.
And you had it for a bit. You were good. But you know,
It's
it
fine.
all's well that ends well.
It cost me 10 gold to buy someone's silence.
Those shrooms, man. Those guard shrooms. That's Garand. What other Thursday stuff is happening before we move forward into Friday?
I wanted to go to the market and see if I could find somebody selling instruments.
Yeah, you're probably able to find that. What kind of instrument are you looking for?
I'm looking for a pan flute and or a bagpipe.
Let's see. Pan flute. They're 12 gold pieces. And bagpipes. I mean, my head says they should be harder to find, but whatever.
Yeah.
You want me to roll for it?
Roll just a D100 into the chat.
A D100.
Yep, this is just a chance. If it's a 50 or below, then you got it. Nope, there are no bagpipes in this town, unfortunately.
Oh, that's sad. Okay.
Or at least not from the guy that's making instruments.
I'll just get the pan flute. What did you say, 12?
12 gold pieces. Mark that off, and I will throw it into your inventory. The donk. You have a pan flute now.
Okay. But yeah.
Okie doke.
I have portable, or more portable instruments.
Yeah. So that's Garand, Gambit, John. Doug. Is Doug doing anything, or is he just smoking meat?
Doug is just in the kitchen.
Smoking what?
Smoking meat.
Oh, sorry, that's not what I heard.
I was like, I know exactly what Gambit heard. I didn't hear that, but I know.
Different.
I don't know what you heard, but all right.
Smoking weed.
Ah. Nope, no drugs here. Well,
I did a double take when he said it, so.
Granted, we made a shrooms joke less than 5 minutes ago. So, Gerald would arrive around the early afternoon when the first batch is getting done. Is Thicket also going to be there?
Well, Thicket does want to do one more thing before bed, but he's fine staying up a bit later. Yeah.
No, this is like 2 in the afternoon when the first batch
Oh.
of meat
Then
gets
probably.
done. Okay. So the 3 of you are eating the meat. Is that right? Tasting it?
Are we?
That's up to you. Are you going to have some of the smoked meat?
I mean, we first need to give some to
How does it smell?
Geralt. Geralt.
Gerald.
Geralt.
Gerald wants to have some. He's there. He's ready to try it with y'all. It smells good. It smells, it smells smoky. It pulling up to your mouth and smelling it. It doesn't have a. Wait, double checking my note on this. It does have spicy notes in the smell that you can get. It has a little bit of a spice scent to it, but as you're kind of smelling it, it's almost like the scent is changing.
Having seen what happened to Jackie when she ate it, I'm gonna say Thicket has enough wisdom to not eat it.
Okie doke. Doug, are you eating it?
Yes, because Doug is like, oh, this looks familiar because it's dried meat. So
Make a con save.
sure. Con save.
You and him both fail. As you take the meat and take the first bite into your mouth, as you bite down on it, there's nothing. And instantaneously appearing in the air in front of you and then falling back onto the tray of the meat is the bite that you just attempted to take, seemingly having disappeared and reappeared out in front of you.
Wait. Bite that we just took?
Yep, the bite that you just tried to take disappeared and then reappeared in front of you. And fell
It
back onto the
displaced.
tray. It displaced. Granted, that's not what a
So-
displacer beast does, but still. He tries it again, and it disappears again. He does it a third time, it disappears a third time. Come on, man.
It's good prank
Fourth.
meat.
On his 5th attempt to bite, he does actually properly bite into the meat. No?
But what happens to him?
As he's chewing it, he's looking around. It's pretty good. It's weird. I mean, it takes a minute to eat, obviously, but it's
So
a whole ride.
is all of the pounds of meat just like spontaneously just disappearing and like back, or is it just as we try to eat it?
As you try to eat it.
Interesting.
You should definitely make sure you actually properly eat some. It's interesting. It's hard to
Yeah, I think-
describe. It's like it's garlicky, and then it's spicy, and then it's almost sweet, and then it's another different flavor.
Doug has like this childlike, like intrigued, like very like enthralled into what's going on, and kind of sees it as like a game of like, or a challenge of eating the meat. So he's going to like excitingly continue to try to do so.
Con save.
And it's like, Thicket, you've got to eat this meat. Let's see who can eat it first.
Thicket's still
You could-
hesitantly looking at
Doug gets it second try.
What's his name? Gerald.
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 And Doug's
He
like,
swallowed
never
it,
mind.
and he seems to be fine. Doug immediately manages to first attempt bite down on it. It's interesting. At first, it has kind of mellow, almost nutty taste, but then after a couple of bites, it kind of changes and it gets really spicy like a pepper for a minute. But then it cools back down and it changes into a very Cajun bayou flavor before then getting an almost kind of fruity flavor to it before finally getting to just sort of a gamey, almost deer venison meat like texture at the end that kind of stays before you finally swallow it.
It's the Willy Wonka everlasting gobstopper.
You could sell it as like a weight loss meat, or like prank a whole lot of people. It'd be like, I'll give you 10 gold if you'll give me 10 gold if you can.
Eat this meat.
Yeah, something like that.
The jerky that makes children cry.
And Doug's just
Mhm.
like, oh, this is so much better than all the dried other things I've had.
Yeah, it's got a lot to it. It's really interesting. Well, if you don't mind, I want to keep some for my own private collection, a few pounds here and there, if that's all right.
How much do we have?
You'll
Sure.
have 64 pounds of it.
Oh yeah, that's chill.
He's
But,
just
like-
gonna take. How much do you want to give him?
We'll
They're
give him.
They're in 4-pound like things on your inventory, but you could cut them off smaller than that.
Yeah, we'll give him 4 pounds. Make it an even 60 for us.
Okie doke.
But also, like 60 pounds is like the
So
equivalent.
much.
Who's
Like-
gonna haul that around?
Portable hole.
I love that the portable hole just negates all weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cheaty.
That's the entire purpose of the item, is to hoard. It technically has a internal size that I don't think you've gotten to yet. It is a 6-foot.
It's mostly full of
I was gonna
books
say we witnessed the internal size.
It's a
haven't
6-foot
we?
diameter,
and a keg of gunpowder.
6 feet diameter
Mhm.
by 10 feet deep. Give me a
Wait, so
second.
you have a portable bomb that weighs nothing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's.
Probably not a good thing.
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Luckily, it's sitting in
You
there,
have
not
roughly 90.
actually a bomb that was formed by Maverick because we stopped him before he turned it into a real bomb.
Yeah.
But it's still very explosive.
I was gonna say gunpowder is still a bomb. Doesn't need to be formed into anything.
For the record, I just did some quick math, and I might be a little off, but I think you have about 94 square feet of space in the hole, which is pretty large, not gonna lie. And you've got a bunch of stuff in there at this point. You've got books, you have some magic items, you just have a whole backpack with stuff inside of it.
Yeah.
Bone statuette, there's a pouch of a few diamonds, which for the record, those diamonds are in your portable hole and not on you. In case you want to change that at any point, because that may come up sometime.
I think the funny thing is like Thicket and Doug both have like a Mary Poppins bag that
Yeah,
they
the-
just carry.
The bag is like half full, like maybe a third full at this point, depending on what else you want to get in. And then Doug has a quiver that is also absurdly effective.
Nice.
You now have 60 pounds of dried meat. Is there anything else Doug is going to do?
Doug is satisfied that he not only managed to like properly dry and cook the meat, but that like he did not fail.
Question:
And
do
can-
you
the
get?
meat would be
Do you
better in a
take
stew.
another bite?
I think Doug in his excitement is like trying to rush to the others to get them to try it. So like he doesn't even think about taking a second bite.
Fair enough. Does Thicket eat it?
No.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah.
Micah's just trying to poison everyone.
Now I'm. The next time you eventually eat it, Doug, the order and what flavors you find are different. You might get spicy first, or sweet first, or a different flavor to it. It might taste like blackberries for a few seconds, and then change to have more of an almost fish taste. It's almost like the meat itself is actively changing flavors as you eat it.
Oh yeah, Displacer Beasts, they kind of do that kind of stuff.
Illusion meat. Yeah, you know, a whole bunch of that. Thicket, what would you like to do before we move the party on to the Friday?
Thicket wants to go outside the Dancing Goose and find some pretty rocks first.
Do. Make an investigation check by the river.
Not
find-
terrible.
That's pretty good. You find some good rocks.
Nice.
What kind of rocks are you
Okay.
looking for?
River to pray.
Just pretty ones.
There are some pretty
What-
rocks.
Ones that are about palm size.
There's
I
even
guess.
one that you find that is... It's kind of got an odd exterior that's actually a little bigger than your palm, and it's got kind of a rough exterior to it.
Nice.
Feels kind of weird in your... Like, it feels lighter than it looks like it should, but also not.
Interesting. Well, next, Thicket is going to find some sort of secluded area near the inn. Like
You-
outside.
Find your way... Like, how secluded? Like, no one can see
Just
you,
like-
or just off to the side where no one's hanging out?
Not in the way and not like making a scene.
You find yourself moving over to the place where Grace has been a couple of different mornings writing in her various journals or poetry books or whatever else she's doing. You don't know for sure. You find yourself over by the same tree that she tends to sit by.
Okay, Ticket's gonna take the rocks and form them into a little circle. Maybe keep the special one in his portable hole because it's cool. And probably gather some sticks as well, and use his incense that he has to draw a little smiley face in the circle, and use the sticks to like form a little triangle on the top to make it look like a hat. And he's gonna cast divination.
All right. Do you want to describe how the casting looks, or shall I?
Thicket like sits down in front of the smiley face and is not really sure what to do. But the spell's called divination, and he knows that church people do that. So he's gonna like fold his palms together like he's praying and just kind of close one eye and keep the other one open and like hope that something happens.
As you do, as you begin to channel the magical energy, kind of doing what you feel like kind of makes sense, or maybe it'll be done like this, as you do it, the incense begins to smoke and then begin to burn, moving from the outside toward the center. And as it burns, it goes fairly fast for the type of incense it is, from what I understand of how fast incense burns. To the point where by the end of this spell, you'll have burned a smiley face into the grass. As you feel the draw to offer your question.
Okay.
Are you targeting a specific entity? Or just seeing what happens when you channel your magic?
Let me look at my other spells real quick and see. Thicket is probably gonna focus on the feelings that he has whenever he uses Lunar Blessing. And just hope that there's something to talk to in connection to that.
Focusing on your own soul. That's an interesting one. And you're asking the question you sent me?
Is he focusing on his own soul? I was more just meaning like what it feels like for him to use his magic.
Well, there's the way you feel when you use your standard druidic magic, and then a slightly different feeling when you use Lunar Blessing.
Is that not like in connection with druid things?
Nope.
Oh.
The power that supplies your semblance is directly connected to the nature of your own soul.
Ah, I didn't realize that's how it worked.
That's okay.
Is it too late to change?
No.
Okay. Can we go with wild shape then instead?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. He's got his paws together and he takes a deep breath. What is the name you are most commonly known by?
Focusing on the energy you feel when you wild shape. You cast your spells with the natural world as you focus. As the fire burns in front of you, the smoke seems to come up and fill your vision. And for a moment you find yourself back in your forest. So many elements familiar to you. You find yourself running. You find yourself dashing along the trees and the rocks. Other animals moving as well. Other creatures that all find their way to this large, open, central area, this empty clearing, where they move around in an almost rhythmic, musical fashion. But at the same time, it's not something you can predict. There's a wild element to it. And then there's a weird change. The sky darkens for a moment. The animals seem to stop. They seem to transform into darker versions of themselves. Skin, fur turning ink black. Eyes turning red for... There's a gentle green light in the center of the clearing. As it pushes outward, the animals return to their shape. The sky returns to light. And though there was that oppressive force for a moment, the darkness, the entity that seems to return stands. The green light takes a form. Almost humanoid, but not quite. Long arms, legs, as it seems to turn from light to this material. It has a large black cloak of raven feathers. The long arms with long claws at the end of which that seem to be coated with this bear-like fur on the arms. Its chest and legs becoming almost ape-like, but not quite, as it stands further up than an ape's bone structure allows it to. Its head, this effectively deer skull, with green lights in its eyes and two separate sets of horns. So 4 total horns that come out and split into, 12 points apiece. as it stands above, as these animals surround it. You have a sentence that enters your mind. I am nature. I am wild. I am Sylvanas. As the fog fades and you find yourself back in the real world, the river flowing in the distance, the smiley face burned into the grass.
Whoa. That was so cool.
Make it lore.
I think it's like actually whispering to himself. That was so cool.
You got a little bit of the Lion King, you got a little bit of other stuff. Alrighty. As you all finish up your day, we'll roll for Garand and John's performance for the night. Both of you can go ahead. Are you going to inspire yourselves?
Yeah, totally.
So Garand gets a D8 and John gets a D6. John has a larger bardic inspiration than Garand does.
Yeah. Wow, Grand really just blows it out of the water.
It's not as good as the other nights, but it's still absolutely amazing. John is still quite good. Did you add the +3?
Huh? I mean, that's 15.
That's fair. I mean, 15 is the difference. You both play quite well. Similar vibes to the other nights. Don't need to.
To be fair, I wanted this to be a little bit lower so that tomorrow night seems even better.
Fair enough.
Nah.
Wow, it's so common that even though I'm like rolling at 5d6s for the silver pieces, there's such a commonality of the copper pieces, which are d10s, getting the same value. It happens a lot. You got 9 gold pieces, 17 silver pieces, and 17 copper pieces.
Plus your 5, so that's 14.
Plus your 5 for the performance.
Are we splitting that?
I will give him... I will give him 7 gold, and I'll give him all the silver and copper. So I get 7, he gets the rest.
Okie doke.
Okay, that figured out. And what time are y'all getting up the next day? On Friday, the 26th of...
Probably same. Grant's probably going to do the same thing. 7 a.m., take her out, try to train her, and then come back, have breakfast. The only difference is that today he'll go to Fabian's to see about... Or no, not Fabian. It would be the Lord Lady Librarian. That dude should be done with the bow that he wants to give to Doug.
Alright, so go ahead and make a animal handling check. What about the rest of you? Are y'all doing anything over the night and as Friday starts?
Thicket wants to like talk with Izu and just make sure that he's like on board with the plan and is not gonna like go rogue or just bail.
That's a fair point. So you're gonna look around for Izu, make a perception check into the tower. Gambit, what are you doing over the night?
Gambit's gonna sleep in a little bit and make sure he's nice and well rested for tonight.
You are woken up by a large burp from the windowsill.
Oh, good morning.
Izu!
5 more minutes. And Gambit will roll over.
Okay. Guess you don't want to know what's in the basement.
Oh, I know. So I want to know what's in the basement. Gambit sits up.
Potatoes. And wine.
Potatoes?
Potatoes.
That's it?
I mean, there's other food. There's wine. Nothing sketchy.
Okay.
Just food.
Nothing sketchy. Did you happen to go into the 3rd floor? Or no?
I was asked to go into the 3rd floor. I got
Okay.
there.
No, we didn't.
I ate a
We didn't.
potato. I drank a
You ate a
bottle of
potato?
wine. I slept
Drank
in
a
the
bottle of wine?
potatoes. And then I got up this
Nice.
morning. I don't feel so good.
That sounds like an amazing time. I'm honestly jealous. I wish I could had invisibility. I would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Just like you are.
Should be jealous.
You're very unstoppable. Maybe you can teach me. Can you teach me how to be invisible?
Are you a dragon? I think it's a dragon thing.
No. Oh, shucks. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'd shake her hand, but I don't know where it is. He puts it out.
You feel a scaly, small hand, like, set on yours, and just kind of pat your hand.
It was a pleasure working with. Yeah, it was a pleasure working with you. And hang around for tonight. Because you'd be useful to have around if anything went wrong. But also get some sleep. You've done a lot.
Was Garon around when that conversation with Easy was happening?
Probably not. That was in his room, which after Maverick left, he's the only one that slept in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna play solitaire before bed.
Do you have a deck of cards?
Yes, I do actually.
Nice. You play solitaire. A intelligence check and a D100. Because there is a, if you get a total of 1 on the D100, congratulations, you've gotten one of the few unsolvable games. You did not. You were able to finish it. It takes a few minutes, but you do it. That's same as anyone who plays solitaire. Alright. Doug, Thicket, are either of y'all doing things over the night as we enter into Friday, the 26th of May, which has clear skies?
I think Doug secretly stashed a few pieces of displacer meat before putting the rest in the hole, and just kind of playing around with it, and then is having fun trying to eat a piece and going through the different flavors.
It's a good time. Thicket, anything over the night?
What room is Thicket sleeping in?
Thicket is in the same room as Garand.
Thicket will tell Garand about his first time casting divination.
Whoa. Wait, seriously, are you saying
I talked to Sylvanas!
Really?
It was really cool.
Okay, so does that make Sylvanas your patron or your representative deity or something?
I don't know.
Wait, does that mean that Sylvanas is part Grim?
Well, they're definitely part deer.
Okay. Well, that's awesome, but I feel like that just opens up more questions, not answers them. Are you feeling good about it? I don't want to take away from your experience.
I'm just glad I got an answer.
I mean, you're pretty good company. I can't imagine someone not wanting to answer you, but I mean, that's good. Do you want to today, do you want to go speak with the Lord Lady Librarian, see if she has any thoughts about that conversation?
Yeah, we could. That would be a good idea.
All right. If it's all right, I'd like to be there for that. I am planning on going over there this morning because the one gentleman should be done with the weapon I wanted to gift to Doug. So.
Yeah, we can definitely go over together.
All right. That's pretty wild. They didn't tell you that you're gonna have to fight some like powerful creature, right? Did they?
No.
Okay, so just me then. Great. Okay, good. All right. Well, do you want to tell anyone else, or do you want to kind of keep it low key for now? I mean,
I don't really know how to tell other people. It
okay.
was really strange. But like, I'm not trying to keep it a secret or anything. It's just like, how do you tell people about a god with a deer head and a bear body and other animal parts?
Yeah. I mean, Gambit is brilliant, but I don't know what his experiences are with the divine or the supernatural. As such, I think the closest would have been the Lamia who had controlled him, and I don't know that would necessarily encourage him. He might be frightened, and then I think Doug would be more interested in some of the mechanics of it. So yeah, I see your point. I think just kind of like letting him know, like maybe while we're traveling, unless you feel like you need to say something sooner. Again, not to really keep something from them, but just there's already enough on everyone's plate anyway, especially with what's going on tonight, and yeah,
it's a big weekend.
It really is. It really is. I mean, it's been honestly like a large week, I would say. I nearly died. Apparently, you guys ate some psychedelic meat.
Well, Doug did. I haven't tried it.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, golly, were you gonna find a critter, or are we just gonna put the faith in Izu then?
Well, I was hoping that it would be with Izu, but I do think it would be a good idea to have a backup.
Okay, yeah, I think it's just wise not to doubt Izu's capabilities, but his interest.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that he sometimes gets distracted. So.
Yeah, he said there was wine. Oh wait, was I there for that conversation?
Nope, it was
Nope.
only Gambit, so unless
Never
Gambit's
mind.
told anyone else about it, y'all will know that he's reported back about the basement.
Right.
Never mind.
Yeah, so,
well, yeah. I'm not super sure how interested he is in an ice castle as motivation to bring him back.
Okay. Well, if we do talk to him, I want to show him a gift that I found a long time ago, and I haven't really had reason to use it exactly, but it's this little whistle that Faye can hear. And he might like the tune, and if he does, then I can use it, and kind of like let him know, hey, if you're around, we'd love your presence, and then maybe it would make him feel a little bit more connected to us, and then maybe we can form a better bond. Because I was worried that he left long ago, or something had happened to him, or who knows what.
Oh, you know what would also be a great idea?
Yeah.
Offering him some of the Displacer Beast meat. I'm sure that he would love to try it or try and give it to other people.
Okay. I mean, sure. I mean, as far as I can tell, he doesn't seem, like outwardly aggressively harmful. So I don't see a problem with that.
Well, there was that one time he put salt in people's drinks.
That's not really aggressively harmful. Now, it would be if, like, they were, dying of thirst in the middle of the ocean. That'd be problematic.
Hey, salt in your coffee is supposed to make things taste better. Or make it taste better.
How about salt and wine?
Yeah.
I don't think that would make it taste better.
It did not. People got angry. He was having a good time. He was like, "Yeah, I'm pranking a whole bar here. It's great."
Well,
Oh yeah, that is the first time John's seen Izu. Yeah. So John, no, you wouldn't even have seen Izu. You heard the small thing talking on the windowsill that the party seems to trust for some reason.
I mean, I more or less trust the party, so you know. And
You're also surprised that it was something that knew what you were.
And not many things do.
Anywho,
all right. Well, I'm gonna go walk Jackie, and I'm gonna go have breakfast, and then after that, I'll be ready to go. So I'll see you down there.
Sounds good.
alright, you had rolled a successful animal handling check. I added another point to Jackie's thing. Are you working on teaching her a particular trick or technique next? Or
Didn't we come up with one? Didn't we come up with one like laying like a trap or something like that, or like an alert or something like that?
Ah. Like alarm or something?
Yeah, effectively like like a how to bark or whatever. Like I don't know. I thought we had come up with something. It's been maybe a little while.
You have guard, fetch, track, and trip currently.
Guard, fetch, trap, and trip.
Track and trip.
Track and trip. Okay, so
yeah.
Yeah. How about? Maybe I can work on her digging. Maybe she can like sniff and dig some kind of like secret buried, bag of goods or something someday somewhere.
So thinking maybe hide something, or
no, like maybe like I guess like it'd be similar to like track, I guess, but it would be like
search.
Sniff, like search, yeah.
Sure, we'll call it search. I'm gonna say with the 4 points you got, that's enough. We're gonna fill out those points and add search to her techniques.
Cool.
Take an extended. I think it is literally called like the search action, but after a specific thing that you're looking for.
Okay.
Alrighty, daddy. And
So yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So yeah, basically like maybe if like a building collapses and I search for the kid that's missing in there, or hey, there's something in this, hey, we just cleared out this bandit camp, for example. Go search and see if you smell or find anything surprisingly hidden or useful. There you go. Anyway,
Yeah. Search.
Sounds good. I
Very
like
nice.
it. Me gusta.
All right. So, from what I understand, people are going to get the bow, and then is anything else happening particularly before the night?
Gambit makes sure that he gets his. It's Friday, right?
Friday.
Yes. Gambit makes sure that he gets his potion of climbing.
Yes, you'd be able to. It actually would have been there by the end of the night. A courier would have brought it over. I had forgotten about that part because you went to Maverick fairly early on. He would have had a courier bring the potion over.
Okay.
Or better yet, Maverick comes and delivers it himself that morning.
Aww.
Ah, heck yeah, Maverick!
So I was like, he wouldn't send a thing. He likes you people, and y'all are still in town, so he will deliver this potion of climbing himself. You don't have a potion of climbing in your inventory.
Yeah!
You gain a climbing speed equal to your walking speed for 1 hour when you drink it. During this time, you have advantage on strength checks you make to climb especially difficult surfaces. The potion is separated into brown, silver, and gray layers resembling bands of stone. Shaking this bottle fails to mix the colors.
That doesn't stop Gambit from aggressively shaking it for the next, 15 minutes.
Fair enough. Alright, any other things besides the bow in preparation for the evening? Because that's when the performance and other stuff happens.
This is for Friday night.
Friday, yes.
Well, I mean, we were still going to go talk to the Lord Lady Librarian, Thicket, and Garon to try to see if maybe she has answers about Thicket's
Yeah.
experience.
We're gonna talk to the librarian, and also Thicket is going to he's switched up his spells for the day, and is going to befriend a squirrel or other small beast by any means necessary. He's equipped with animal friendship and speak with animals.
For the record, Animal Messenger will not work on Izu.
That's fair.
Not only is he too smart, he's not a beast.
That's fair.
So you're relying on him just doing it and finding them. But should you use Animal Messenger, you could potentially go find a bat or something.
I also have animal friendship and speak with animals.
Yep, you're just packing the animal stuff today. In addition to your other standards. Old person, call lightning, the works. Okie doke. I think we should get the bow. And then as y'all go talk to the librarian, we'll end there because it is about 10:30 Central. Don't want to keep us up too long, and we will pick up with the fun events of Friday next week.
No, not next week.
Somewhere between 2 weeks and a month from now.
Depends
Depends on how hard next week is.
Can you do me a solid though? Can you have the bow and give it to
Yes, so I was gonna go ahead and bring out the bow. Y'all would be able to meet with I believe his name is Catrian and Oscar. Let me double check that that's his name. Yes, Catrian. Catrian and Oscar would bring out the bow upon y'all getting there. So I will pull up the item. Is everyone going with? Is anyone not going with to go get the bow and whatever else at the library?
I don't see a reason not to go with.
Alright, so for now we'll assume everyone's going and hanging out together.
Yes.
As they bring out the bow and they bring it over to you, as they kind of understood that it was going to you, they bring it out. It is set upon this. They've basically got a small, carrier that seems to that has two sets to the side. Seems like it's supposed to be whatever weapon is put on it. In this case, it is the bow that, as they bring out to you, is already strung. As you look to the bow, this humongous great bow, it's dark wood at this point, whereas before it had been fairly simple but with some nice orcish designs on it. The orcish designs have been not changed but been added to. There's additional magical signatures inside of the orcish. There's various symbols across the entire length of the bow. Excuse me. And as you look to it, it seems almost like throughout the entire bow there's these motes of reflective, almost stars, in the wood, where the this white colored ice or whatever it is reflecting light pierced across the entire thing. All right, it's never been fired before. We obviously didn't give it a clear attempt, but we made sure that it would work using magic. So, you're welcome if you want to give any trial shots, or just, save it for later. It's up to you. It should do everything that it needs to do. You have to throw it onto your inventory and identify it.
Can you take some screenshots of that? Okay, cool, because I want to look at it.
It is called Frostpoint. It is a very rare great bow that requires attunement. It is considered an exotic weapon. It does 2d6 piercing damage on a hit, has a strength requirement of 15, and can do 150 feet for its normal attack and 600 for its disadvantage long range. It has the heavy property, the loading property, and the two-handed property. Loading should be specifically if you don't have a thing like on hand with the arrows, so I don't know if the loading applies, but yeah, as normal. Attacks made with this magical great bow deal an additional 1d6 cold damage on hit, so effectively 3d6 damage, 2d6 piercing, 1d6 cold. The piercing is magic. While attuned to this magic great bow, you can create special frost arrows with it. When you make an attack roll, you can choose to use one of these frost arrows. On a hit, the target makes a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or becomes grappled, repeating the saving throw at the end of each of their turns, escaping on a successful save. Additionally, if the target fails the saving throw by 5 or more, then it becomes restrained and takes 2d6 cold damage. The target repeats this save as normal. You can create up to 5 frost arrows and regain the ability to do so each day at dusk.
Oh, so spicy. So spicy. Is it +1 or anything, or is that it? That's good.
It does not have a +1.
Okay.
The +1
Very
has
smart.
extra damage. Would you like to attune to it?
Yes.
Doug?
And then Doug
On
will immediately find the closest thing that he could target and see what happens.
Well, are you trying to shoot something or shoot a creature?
Just an object, like something that wouldn't be mist or something pretty cheap. Something that could be replaced very easily or isn't needed anymore.
You would not see anything like that inside of the
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Doug would probably just walk outside and shoot a tree limb or something.
Let's see. Trying to set it to use strength instead of dex, because I'm pretty sure that's higher for you. Is that right? Or is your dex higher?
Strength is higher.
Weird. Okay. It's showing up right now, I believe. Said you went out and shoot a tree.
Yeah.
Are you going to conjure a special arrow, or are you going to use one of its innate magical fancy arrows?
I think Doug is just going to see how it feels. Or does he get the sense that he can do either or?
Yes. The magical fancy arrows, of which you have 5, replenish each day. It
says each day at dusk, so he could fire one now,
dusk.
and then tonight before the thing, it would replenish.
It would? Oh.
So yeah, sure.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
Why can I not change that? I'm trying to add the ammunition. That's why. For some reason, it thought it was a melee weapon. 22, that definitely hits. As you pull out the bow, the other is see as you do this, the individual sparks of the ice on it, the powder that was instilled into it, as you pull it back, you hear a really dark cracking sound. And as you release it, as it snaps back into place, there is a burst of cold around you. as the arrow strikes forward with this bluish energy that appears around it, and as it strikes into the tree, piercing into it, there is a bit of ice that is created around the arrow itself and where it impales into the tree. And as the bow moves forward from you, as it snaps back into place from where it had been pulled back, some of the points at about halfway up the band from where the handle is to each end, there is a crack of the wood, but as it cracks, it seems to shift as the shards of ice pierce outward, effectively now having ice pointing along the same direction as the curve of the bow itself, seemingly aiding you as you pull it back. And after the arrow flies, the ice stays, as it seems, having been used, has further affected the weapon aesthetically to have added permanent shards of ice coming out from it at various points. It feels good.
Yeah, I think again, Doug is just going to have that like look of like his jaw drop, but like you know how like a kid kind of looks like surprised, but like excited at the same time, but like doesn't say anything, just kind of has like an open mouth.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Doug's expression.
Gron will come over and pat him on the back and say, well, Doug, now you shouldn't have to worry about any of those flying Grim that have been such a problem for us. Hope you enjoy it. I think you might want to go and show our friend who made the bow in the first place. He might enjoy seeing it.
Added. I've realized for some reason the great bow arrows were not on your sheet properly. I have added them to your sheet. Bonk. Currently have 60.
Great. So like each night, do I take from those 60 and make 5 different
Nope,
ones?
Makes 5 special arrows out of ice each time you use that feature.
I see.
But then all your regular arrows do get used over time, and you'll have to get more made.
Yeah.
But does
On the plus side, it always has at least 5.
It always has at least 5 arrows. Well, each day. But as you finish with that and head back in to go talk to the Lord Librarian about what Thicket has experienced and prepare for whatever this Friday night brings. Yes.
I thought of one more thing. Gambit is gonna acquire some dark gray or black like scarves and a set of dark and somewhat tight clothing.
Buy some stealthy gear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what is fancy clothes?
Not fancy clothes, but like subtle clothes.
5 silver pieces.
Like genie pants.
Genie pants?
Yeah.
Alright, and as you prepare...
Did you subtract that, or did you? Sorry.
You subtract it.
Okay, got it.
As you finish your preparations, or as you are finishing your preparations for the night, that is where we'll end the session as pulling back into the air. Some light clouds in the skies, the beat of large wings as the scene shifts and we're following a westward direction away from the sun. This large grim bird. That's the line for the night.
Hoorah!
I hope you enjoy the bow. That's an expensive bow. It's a dangerous bow. Y'all did a lot of small things. Like, that's the other thing. I was like, oh goodness, we're doing this and that. I wasn't sure how close we'd get to the events. Thinking maybe we'd drop off as it started, but then we're also going to talk to the lady. So I was like, alright, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like a 2,000 XP each session, right?
Not 2,000 a piece. Interesting.
I mean, it's session 60, right? So like,
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like 65 pounds of displacer meat was actually cooked properly. So that's experience right there.
You did
And
pass
of course,
a DC5
extra XP
check.
for thicket lore.
And then Gambit did develop some leadership skills.
He did do some leadership stuff.
What do you mean? Gambit has always had leadership skill. No, he hasn't.
Bonus points for Izu reappearance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's always been there.
Izu.
It's
but he
there
doesn't
are-
reappear.
That's
Hasn't
fair. He
reappeared
doesn't
enough.
reappear very often. He's usually around. He may not be with y'all, but he's very
John Button-
rarely in a different location. Like, he didn't go with y'all to the bandits. He was doing something else. But, like, once you got back to the town, he was like, oh, yeah, what's up, guys?
John
And then-
Button.
He wasn't fooled by our ruse.
No.
He was obviously with us with the Lord
It's
Lady
hard-
Librarian.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's hard to be fooled by... Oh, yeah, he was there. It's also hard for him to be fooled
Yeah.
by a ruse when he's watching y'all talk about your plans to deceive people.
Right.
But yeah, John got an instrument that he can add to his repertoire.
We successfully roleplayed one whole Thursday.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah!
successfully roleplay a whole
And a half of a
Thursday.
Friday.
Woo!
Cast divination for the first time. You got to see the Wendigo-looking physical form that Sylvanas likes to take.
And then there was a performance that was made.
There was a performance. It's true. Y'all are getting 700 XP.
I
apiece.
bought a skeleton in a box.
You did.
Cranking things out.
He was on the edge of like, do I just tell the priest this guy's super sketch and that he should go away, or do I make a little bit of cash and let this guy borrow a box of bones?
At this rate, I'll be level 8 by the end of Friday.
There's actually a very good chance of that happening, not gonna lie. Based on the events of Friday I have planned, there's a very good chance you will have level 8 by the end of Friday.
Which will be great. That means my warlock spells will be 3rd level.
I forget,
True.
can I start flying at level 8 or is that level 9?
Uh-huh.
Yay!
Wild
Yep.
Shapes level 8. It unlocks, I think, the Mammoth polymorph. Once you get to 9, you have the full extent of polymorph power with the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Currently think its highest polymorph is the giant ape.
I've never used polymorph on myself.
Yeah, but still, polymorph scales with CR and level.
Oh,
So
you're talking about potential.
yeah, potentially it's currently the ape is the highest polymorph that you have access to for y'all. Based on the creature that you cast it on. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording there. Appreciate you, YouTube. Appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week.
Session 60. Woo!
Yeah, this session 60, and it might be a few weeks before we get another session. I have a very busy month of school ahead. But next week we should be good to do the
Trivia night.
Aragorn Studios Trivia Night.
Yeah.
That'll be a good time.
And the winner of the trivia night is going to get a really awesome magic item in game. Is that? I heard that.
They're gonna get a benefit for sure. Maybe even 2 benefits. I just haven't fully decided which benefits to give.
Maybe you could base on who wins.
I could. Part of me is thinking it's trivia, so I might give the winner the Keen Mind feat.
What is Keen Mind? I don't know that one.
It's the one where you always know what day it is and what time it is, and a little bit of other stuff. I think.
Also, like +1 to intelligence,
It's
right?
+1 int. Let me see. Keen Mind. But yes, I need to go ahead and end the session there. We'll or the recording there. We'll see what else comes up, and we will see y'all next week on YouTube. Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.